Also, and Denis Aboagye etumi akwakopie mu ewo Joy News for Sampson show na so na befia be na watching me in center de we are still talking about Galamsey at say yenye say ye bi time ho asem kan ye gusu e kan ho asem ye be kan ho asem ne ye be kan ho asem tena ye be kan ho asem akwakusi say ye bi hu imkring bent na befia in sama ene Denis Aboagye e de atibane. He's a very good and excellent communicator. One of the biggest assets when it comes to communication in the MPP party and everything. And then someone can say MPP is not against the fight against Galamsey. On the press conference and I'm Kokoye on the Galamsey River one soon or my saying it's not like so the Yedi Guaban Mufi, they are ready to support the government to fight Galamsey because this is a national canker. I was saying that I but the problem at hand, they say the NDC through the gold board, they are buying gold from illegal miners. Now, when we have a government in power, or no person will stop it at there, no, we can actually toss our gold from these Galamseyers, and it will be very difficult. And as a sign, said the NDC are not ready. They are never ready to fight against Galamsey. That's to say, the bigger foreign says that there be a political show be especially join issues. So, I say che MPP di ba ko shima na ne the NDC 4x5 kan ho hia do kan ye kan gum na host no so Sampson no so kan gum say but in it all no be and then Denis Aboagye wetimi akonka wo nyina because this guy is excellent. Now, certain air course on a really because political shows, yeah, was say, fair, air balance, way for me, way me, you know, Hoko to say, MPP ni me, you be seeing near the NDC 4x5 or come, and I who's to know, so I think we did NDC 4 side up. You know, so I a big problem, pa, and what them more pa coffee bento, and so Eddie Babeto, so Emma Womunina, this and no April, and engine bringing good stories in Yacha, what your comments mercy.
To the problem.
Council, the NDC, I mean, there are a lot of scientists here, so pardon me if I do politics and stick to some of the social issues. The NDC are beginning to get irritated at almost everybody. They are either warning people, threatening people, calling into shows and giving caveat. I think they need to calm down. It's just 9 months. The scientist is basically expressing a scientific...
Don't defend him. Speak to this thing.
Beg your honor.
What kind of life is this? Go ahead with your subject.
Scientists expressing a scientific opinion. And even in science, you know, there are a lot of disagreements and variances in views. So he's at liberty to say whatever he's saying. It is up to other opinions to test the view. So please, I'll protect him. I'll protect him here.
You are not the person to do that.
See, a few things have happened in the past few weeks. One, the NDC, and I'm glad, are gaslighting the country, which is drawing a lot of independent-minded people into the conversation. For the past few weeks, we've come to accept, all of us generally, finally, that indeed, Galamsey, as we have it today, is an age-long matter. That's how they describe it now. They've stopped describing it as 8-year-old, 8-year-old. The president, fortunately, yesterday, never used in the past 8 years. So now I think it's a lot of progress, and I applaud everybody that has been involved in the conversation in the past. There's been some agreement to that it's an age long.
What has changed and worsened the situation? Is the kind of machinery. And we are told in 2023, 2024, excavator import was free for all. As much as this 6 billion worth of excavator import we saw in the country.
Today we are getting 200 excavators on daily basis into Ghana. Check at the port. 200 every day. 200 excavators a day in Ghana. I'm telling you, at the port. The last time the port got so congested that they had to decongest it and move excavators at night. But please don't digress. When I finish there, you can ask me the questions. That is the first one. Number two, I think the past week we've also all come to agree that Galamsey, as we have it, was not going to end simply because Nana Dankwa Akufo-Addo and NPP out of office. That impression was created for a very long time that Akufo-Addo himself was mining behind his house in Achem. And immediately you vote him out of office. You have cabinet ministers who actually said it. You vote him out of office, Galamsey will end. Now, the other very important point we all need to agree to is that the NDC and the government as we have today are finally coming to the realization that if you think Galamsey has worsened, provide evidence. I was shocked. I was shocked when the government minister actually told us that we should provide evidence and proof that Galamsey has worsened. Fortunately, in the past few days, a lot of people have provided proof. And I think finally, that has culminated into the president now saying, shall we meet and have a conversation? My worry with the NDC and how they are treating Galamsey is...
It's your preliminary comment.
Oh, so
I gave each one of you 2 minutes.
So my time is up?
You've done 4 minutes.
So I'll come back?
Yes.
But I can finish?
Finish up.
Great. My worry with the NDC and how they are handling Galamsey is that if we refuse to face the facts and the realities as we are hearing from our retired military man and the scientist and Council Bentil and co, we'll never get a solution. Because here we are, a government admitting that they are buying about 60% of the gold we are exporting, likely, highly likely, coming from illegal sources. And the president says that, well, this money could have gone to private pockets. It is our own environment they are destroying. And so if we are going to get it, then so be it. For him, that is the first approach. And he said it on TV. Now, if this government comes back to tell us that the only solution that he has in place for us is NIMOS, then I hit my head. I said, how? Sampson, since 2010, when we saw Galamsey in this manner, when Professor Mills spoke to now, the number one tool, weapon we have utilized in the fight against Galamsey has been the military. That is what it has been. Nothing more, nothing less. And you had this president and this government saying so much when they were in opposition. In fact, the president is on TV having said that it is not wise to use soldier and military after Galamsey. He said it. He said it wasn't wise. And so it's a big betrayal of the country when you are eventually given power. And all you do is to use the same old approach that you came to meet. And you are saying we should applaud you. But there's something going on all of us should pay attention to. Because of the deep propaganda this government is running the issue of Galamsey, they keep boxing themselves into a corner. So this is what happened after the event.
And that's why
I was happy. I was happy when the engagement was happening. Because I thought that at least for once, this government is allowing himself to accept the reality. And so we'll come up with something. Then the government communications minister comes out of the meeting and says, well, the government says there is progress because stability levels of water sources have improved. When he knows that stability level, some do you know what stability level is? It's just the shadiness, the color of the water. It has nothing to do with quality of water. It is, this one is more brown, this one is less brown. That's what stability is. So you can actually have a very brown water, that is very quality, and have a very plain water, that is very, very toxic.
Right.
The Water Resources Commission has been tracking the water quality index in this country since 2004.
That's what I told them.
With
that's
41, with 41 water bodies. Then you have a government that is telling us that you really, really want to fight Galamsey, come to display 6 water bodies and tell us that because their turbidity levels have reduced, why didn't you display 40 water bodies and tell us their turbidity levels at least? Now, let me tell you the challenge.
So he did
the challenge with NIMOS. Let me tell you the challenge with NIMOS.
Thank you.
My final point.
You need to hold on.
My final point. Challenge with NIMOS is that they keep telling us that we are sending soldiers to the forest. Sending soldiers to the forest. Then I ask myself, the Offin River, the Pra River, the Ayesu River, none of them are being destroyed from the forest. I have been to Upper Dencha East. I was on Dunkwa, on Offin. I was on River Pra. The road is here. The river is here. Chamfans and excavators are there mining. Openly.
Thank you. Right.
Sampson, you see, the conversation this morning, if the president is watching or anybody responsible is watching, they should freeze and pause all the PR attempts and confront the issues. We are in a deep, deep, deep crisis. And for me, my disappointment is in the praise singers, those who were in the room with the president, and anytime they took the microphone, they kept lying to the entire country, lying to themselves and said, we have made progress in the past week. Sampson, Galamsey has worsened in the past 10 months than it was before then. That is the truth. The president and the government should stop talking. They should deal with the matter in a manner that would give us results, shifting from doing the same things that we've been doing in the past, and give us decisive action. Right now, the entire country is ready to rally behind them. And the last thing we want is gaslighting and PR and telling us that everything is fine when we know everything is not fine. One, stop buying the gold from the Galamseyers. Stop it. Because you are enabling Galamsey if you are providing already market for them. I thought that Gold Board was actually going to make it difficult for illegal gold to be sold. Rather, today in Ghana, gold sale is easier than it was in the past, because you have the guys who are buying from Gold Board working in the villages now and picking this gold from the government. And when I'm a Galamseyer and I hear the President of the Republic say that, well, it would have gone into private hands, and so once it's available, whether it's from illegal sources or legal sources, I will buy it. That is enabling Galamsey. That is a difficulty. That is a challenge. Number two, they should stop making the excuses. We are tired. 9 months, 6 months, 7 months, Akufo-Addo, MPP, nobody matters. Something, what we need right now is to deal with the issues. Licenses, you know, they said they've given licenses. Revoke all the licenses. Take every license out. You can do it tomorrow morning. Stop telling us about the number of licenses that were given. I was shocked when I heard the Lands and Natural Resources Minister say that, you wait, in the next few days, 250 licenses will be, don't revoke 250, revoke all. Cancel all the licenses. After all, in your social contract, you told us that in 120 days, you will ban all form of mining for a while.
But you were dishing out the licenses like confetti.
Revoke it. Cancel it. Terminate it. Because you disagree. You think that when I give somebody regulatory authority to go and engage in an activity, that is why the person is engaged in illegality. Revoke it. You see, the NDC have boxed themselves into an angle that is going to come back to bite them. To even create the impression to the entire country that because there is a licenses and regulatory regime, that is why an illegality is festering, is the biggest mistake they are making. Today we are waiting for them. Immediately they revoke the LI. I am looking at they revoking all licenses and cancelling all, not just 250. We are looking forward to seeing Galamsey ending, which is not going to be the case. It is not going to be the case because crime and illegality doesn't go for license before they perpetrate.
We have like just 3 minutes.
I am appealing to the government that having heard all these conversations and listening to everybody, even the opposition, me, a politician here, I am ready and willing to back the government and support them for us to deal with it. They should just take the action.
That this is the same structure that led to the collapse of Liberia and Sierra Leone. What you have here, what he said is that what you are seeing in the Galamsey areas is exactly what you see with the formation of rebel groups. It's a huge national security issue. And we've seen some of these Galamsey people overpower military people. So we really need to take it seriously. See, at the end of the day, there is also this transition that is going on, and nobody's speaking about it. I've said it before, I'm going to repeat. Today, as we speak, I hear President Mahama actually mention it, that there is a Galamsey economy of about 4 million people. I said it somewhere, and then somebody said President Mahama has mentioned it.
Yes.
Now, we have also detected that...
It was either the minister who mentioned 4 million people are involved.
In the Galamsey economy.
In the small-scale mining sector.
So you let me make my point.
Yes, 4 million people in the small-scale mining sector, which contributes 52% of our gold.
But when you say that, I say, oh, that includes illegal mining.
Right.
And illegal mining is about 85 to 90% of small-scale mining.
Thank you. You see all this English?
Yes.
Say that again.
Illegal mining components or small-scale mining entities in Ghana here is between 85 and 90%.
Then there's no small-scale mining.
Thank you. So you see, because of the shortness of time, we can't explain all these things. So I'll say, we call it the Galamsey economy. Somebody will say, no, it's small-scale mining. Major, I just told you it's 85%. We are saying this Galamsey economy supports 4 million people. It has just been confirmed here. These 4 million people, their lives depend on it. Because of that, you have a situation where the locals have stopped the fight against Galamsey. They have made peace with Galamsey. Galamsey is giving them more money than cocoa farming. It's giving them more money than their, by day farming. Because of that, Galamsey has essentially become an elite fight. We in Accra and other urban centers are now having to bear this because we know all the things being said around here. It's killing them, but they don't care anymore because it is feeding them. Sampson, it's a major problem. Why? Why? Because the people you're trying to save now will start fighting you. And this is how it also affects votes and co. For me, so many things can be spoken about, and I have all the notes here, but I say this is where the problem now is, and we should start thinking very seriously about it. I have said and I repeat that the government has been able to do Gold Board. The government promising the repeal did not do the repeal. We have seen hundreds, if
now
not
it will
thousands.
repeal from the 14th of October.
Has not done it
yet. Will be put in Parliament.
And I'm telling you, watch the action and not the talk. However, we are doing a lot of mobilization of gold. What I see is not a fight. I see an arrangement that is taking advantage of. I'm not going to talk about enabling. I'm saying the taking of advantage of a bad situation, and we're going to pay for it. Now, in the US, they have what they call RICO laws. Okay, racketeering laws. We know that Galamsey is racketeering.
Sure.
We need to have RICO laws. What Chief is saying here is that when you have laws that assume a civil arrangement, then you have a civil base to arrest them, prosecute them ordinarily. But when you have a situation where the people have essentially become an enclave unto themselves with a political arrangement with arms, they can absolutely determine what goes on there. You are not dealing with a civil arrangement anymore. I sat here and said this thing again, that it has now transited from something that ordinary prosecutors can deal with. We should start thinking about more serious things. You see, when the politicians are confronted with these things, they look at, oh God, this is a big problem. And then they run away and try to do the little things which are cosmetic, which is why we haven't solved Galamsey up to today. Look, I don't think we will solve Galamsey.
You're repeating this?
Yes, I've said it over and over. Why? Because I don't see.
When you say you don't think we can solve Galamsey, we will solve it, you are saying that we are doomed.
I'm saying, given the present kinds of actions we are taking, and when I talk about action, the action of the president, his cabinet, and the leaders in this country, it is not for you and me to solve. So, if you can see, if they accept the kind of challenge that we have, and you see them making the necessary move.
You had Kanalboa leading the NIMOS, giving them all the warnings, so serious about it.